Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'm here today to make an extra large fold flat box. We're going to need 2 pieces of paper to make this box. Okay. So as I was about to do this tutorial, I thought of something. I could have just taped together 2 pieces of paper to have an extra long piece of paper, but that's not what I did. And so I'm going to show you what I did. But in hindsight, it probably would have just been easier to tape 2 pieces of paper together to make the size that I need. So we're going to kind of do it the long way. Okay. I guess. I don't know if this is long way or shorter or whatever, but this is how I came up with it. All right, let's take out our fold flat box book. It's the pink one. Yours will say fold flat box template if you have the newer book cover, but the insides are the same. So my box measures 7 1/4 by 8 1/4 by 1 1/2 because that's everything that I put in here. I laid it on my mat and that's the size that I needed. So 7 1/4 by 8 1/4 by 1 1/2. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you right now, we are going to have to adjust our flap size because it's going to be bigger than our 12 by 12 paper. But let me show you that, okay? So this is going to be 1 1/2, 1 1/2, 1 1/2, 1 1/2, 1 1/2, okay? My flap right now is going to be half an inch. I don't want to confuse myself. I'm going to do the protocol. My left to right is going to be 7 1/4, 7 1/4, and my up and down is 8 1/4. Okay, we're gonna math it out. We do everything as usual. So 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So right now our paper size is 19 by something. Okay, our up and down is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 1/4. Okay, so now we're super huge, right? So this is where we can tape two 12 by 12 pieces together and cut it down to 19 inches if you want to do that, or you can do it the way that I'm going to do it. First and foremost, I need to get rid of 1/4 of an inch because my paper is only 12 by 12. All right, so I'm going to cut the flap measurement to 3/8 of an inch. Okay, instead of 12. Now you can just change one of them to 1/4 of an inch if you don't want to work with the 8s, but I get confused if I don't do the same to the top that I do to the bottom. So we're going to change it to 3/8 of an inch. That eliminates a whole 1/4 of an inch. So now my paper is only by 12. Okay, so I need to figure out how to trim down this 19 inches. So what I did is I cut my paper. Where's a pencil? Pencil. I said, you know what? Let me do this in 2 separate sections. So I wanted to keep the front of my box and my 2 spines. Okay, I wanted to keep all of that. So on my template, that will cut right here. So I'm ignoring everything over here. So I want my first piece of paper to be these 3 measurements, my front and my 2 sides. So 7, 8, 9, 10 1/4. 10 1/4 by 12. Okay. Now my box is only 3-sided. It's only 1, 2, and 3. I need to figure out how to get, my camera's going to go crazy because I got shiny paper, to get this side, and how am I going to attach this side to my 3-sided box? How am I going to do that? Well, I know that I need this measurement right here. I need 7 1/4 to cover the back of my box, so my box ain't naked. So I'm going to need 7 1/4. Now I'm going to add a 1/2 inch on either side to attach it. Why 1/2 inch? Because I like working in 1/2 inch. So 7 1/4 plus a half is 8 1/4. Okay. Now, because I only need my flaps on one side, because you know, we normally for our full flat box, we cut off 4 boxes on the right, on the top and bottom. I don't need that for my second piece of paper. I only need the 8 1/4 length of the box. I don't need anything extra because my box is going to tuck in using, I'm trying to see if I can open this without ripping my paper because this is a gift. You only need one flap. You know, you need your tabs and you only need one flap. So we only need the length of the actual item, our up and down. So 8 1/4. Okay, that's what we need. Now, for page 1, on my long side, which is the 12-inch side, we need to do 3/8 of an inch and 1 1/2 on both sides. So I'm going to cheat over here. It's going to be 10 1/4 and 11 3/4. 10 1/4 and 11 3/4. Okay, and on the short side, we are going to need 1 1/2 on both sides. So that's 1 1/2 and 8 3/4, I think. Okay. And on our second page, we only need a 1/2 inch. You just pick a side because it's a square, right? So there's no long, there's no short. I still just put long. We need a 1/2 inch on both sides. So that's a 1/2 inch and what, 7 3/4? Okay. .5 plus 7.25 equals 8 3/4. Yeah, I was right. Okay. So let's go ahead and get our paper. We're going to work on piece number 1, which is the 10 1/4 by 12, which I think is this one. Yep. 10 1/4 by 12. On the long side, we are going to score it at 3/8 of an inch. That is the tick mark before the 1/2 inch. It's in between the 1/4 and the 1/2. So 3/8 of an inch. And wait. I think I did my math wrong. 375 plus 1.5 equals 1 7/8. In the description box, it's correct. 1 7/8. Yeah, I just miswrote it down here. 1 7/8. So you do that same thing on both sides. 3/8 of an inch. And if you don't know where it is on your scoreboard, take your ruler and just mark it at 3/8 of an inch. Okay? And there's no shame to that. Sometimes I forget. And honestly, my paper's already marked, so that's why I know where it's at, because I already did it. So 3/8 and then 1 7/8. And I need to put a pencil mark on that one because I messed up. I didn't want to waste the paper. So I just need to make sure I know which line I'm doing. 1 7/8. Okay, perfect. And then on the short side, you just need 1 1/2 on both sides. So 1 1/2 and 1 1/2. Okay. So for my scoreboard users, that is 1.5 and 8 3/4. And for the other way, it was 3/8 of an inch, 1 7/8, 10 1/4, and 11 and 11 and 5, like 11 and 5/8. Just do it the way I do it, the 3/8 and the 1 7/8 on both sides, so that way you get the exact measurement, because this is kind of, it's a little bit off just from the way that I scored it. And so, I mean, it'll be easier to do it the other way. And it's like 11 3/4, I guess. I'll write that down. Okay. So working with your large paper, your 10 1/4 by 12, we're going to go ahead and varnish all of our lines. Yeah, that's not exactly 3/8 of an inch, but it'll work. Okay, so we varnish all of our lines, and this does not get any tape, no tape on this piece. I'm trying to determine it will be easier to cut it right now. Nah, let's go to our other piece. That is not our other piece, or is it? It is. So the 8 1/4 by 8 1/4, just pick, you know, whatever side, and you're going to do 1/2 inch on both sides. So 1/2 inch and 7 3/4. Yep, 1/2 inch and 7 3/4. And we're going to varnish that. Gonna varnish that. Okay. And on the dented side, we're going to place our tape. Now I'm going to use 1/4 inch score tape. I normally use my 3/8 inch, but it might be too big. Oh no, we're good, because this is 1/2 inch. All right, 1/2 inch. Okay. So I'm using my 3/8 inch score tape. Sorry about the misspeaking. Okay. And I am going to go ahead and miter my sides. That's just taking the little chunk off the edges. This may not even be necessary, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay. Right. Now we're going to bring back our bigger piece. And we need to connect our smaller piece to our bigger piece on the inside. Okay. So see my tape, where my tape is, I need to connect it here. So what I'm going to do is take my tape off, my backing off. I'm going to fold it. See, it's folded in. And I'm going to attach it right here in between the score lines on one short edge of my bigger piece of paper. Okay, I can't talk and line up at the same time. Okay. And now we can just fold over and line that up if you want to. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut my what I need to cut on this paper. So we have this section here. We're going to move over to this first score line. It don't matter if you start from the left or the right, because you're going to cut up both score lines. You're making tabs. So you're going to cut up your score line. You're going to cut off approximately half. You're going to miter. You're going to miter. You're going to go to your next score line. You're going to cut up. You're going to cut off approximately half. You're going to miter. You're going to miter. Okay? In the same process, whatever you do to the bottom, you got to do to the top. So let's rotate it. Score line, cut up, half, miter, miter. Okay. Cut up. That's why I said we probably should have cut first before we attached, but it doesn't really matter which order you do it in. I'm just a visual person, so I need to see what's happening. All right, now we're back to starting position. This should look exactly the same like how all of our other full flat boxes look. And we're just gonna fold it over. Take the backing off. Make sure it's lined up. I didn't score very well, so mine's not lining up. So I'm gonna do it this way. However you get your box closed, that's how you get your box closed, okay? I just know mine wasn't gonna work because I had mismeasured. But I'm just gonna force it to match up because it'll fold flat the other way. Okay. Same. So now we're just going to take our 1/4 inch corner rounder, round our corners like usual. Bottom and the top. Listen, just like usual. Put my tabs in and put this in. This paper is very flimsy, in case you're wondering why I'm being weird. Okay, fold your tabs in and push it in. And you have a big old box. I mean, doing it this way, we eliminated cutting. We saved some paper with the shorter piece of paper. But if you were more comfortable doing it the full, like taping 2 pieces of paper together, by all means, you know, take 2 pieces together and then just math out what you want. So if you really wanted to do this for the 19 by 12 1/4, you can. If you want to, you know, like I said, tape that paper together, you can. Then your measurements would just be 1 1/2. Where's my calculator? Because I ain't doing this in my head right now. 1.5 plus 7. 1.5 plus 7.25. 8 3/4. 1.5. 10 1/4. Plus 7.25 and 17 1/2. Okay, so 1 1/2, 8 3/4, 10 1/4, and 17 1/2, and then half, 1 1/2, half, 1 1/2, and then your short side would be half, 2, 8, 9, 10 1/4, 10 1/4. Look at me here, plus a half. Hold on, I gotta do 0.5 plus 1.5 plus 8.25 plus 0.5 and 10 3/4. So that would be Your measurement, something like that, somewhere around there. So either way, it'll get you the box size to what you need. I just did not think about taping two pieces of paper together, to be honest. So I did it this way. And for me, it made more sense and it was easy and I was good to go. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Bye.